Hey y'all, what's up? Thanks so much for stopping by. As you can see, I'm starting off today's video barefaced. I have been watching a few of my favorite people talk about their recent January favorites, so I thought it'd be fun to go through Ulta, Target, pick up a few of their things. Some of the items I already had in my collection, but a couple of them I did have to go out. I don't have enough for a full face because I was noticing a lot of people had the same like foundation and concealer favorites that I've already used and tested and have been loving. So I really wanted to pick out products that I haven't used at all. Like I said, some of these items were in my collection already, but I received them as PR and just hadn't played with them yet, so I thought they qualified for this video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I did get most of these items at Ulta. My face is already primed, my eyebrows are already on. Those items will be listed down below as well. Okay, so first things first, I picked up two of these little baby eyeshadow quads, which I thought were so stinking cute. I picked these up on recommendation of Andrea. She always has such amazing drugstore reviews in general, but a lot of her content focuses a lot on like drugstore and ColourPop. I love her swatches. She's just very informative. Someone who's just really easy to watch. If I'm like folding laundry, getting ready, she's always one of my go-tos. I really like watching her. So I think these were the exact same two that she had talked about, cream and sugar and then truffles. When I was at Target, I think there was maybe like 6 to 7 variations. There was like a rose gold one, a purple one. There was one called Carnival that I was really intrigued by just because there was a really pretty kind of like terracotta brown and then a cobalt blue. But I wanted to stick with the products that she had specifically recommended. So these are just the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadows. They retail for $2.99. Here's cream and sugar and then here is truffles. So we'll just go through and play with both of these. So starting off with this Coastal Scents, any like flat shader brush that you have, I'm gonna start, this may be a little bit dark for, oh no, actually it goes on a lot lighter. Ooh, it is very creamy though. This is what I'm gonna use as my base all over my eyes. I'm going to bounce into the Truffles palette just because the only other matte option in the cream and sugar is this really deep dark matte brown, and I don't think I'm quite ready for that one yet. So we're gonna go in with this mid-tone shade instead in the Truffles palette. It's on a big fluffy brush. Oh, maybe I tapped off too much. Ooh, this is really pretty and it's blending out nicely. To be honest, I haven't really played too much with e.l.f. palettes. I know a lot of people love the larger, I think 10 pan palettes. There's a really popular matte one. I saw Taylor Wynn recently do one on one of the larger palettes that had really pretty greens in it. So I was excited to give these a go. I'd heard Andrea mention that if these were like repackaged in a higher end packaging, she would totally fall for it just because she thought they performed great. And I have to agree, so far, so good. That is a very nice everyday brown. I'm gonna dip into the dark brown in here and let's just place a little bit right here on the outer corner. I do wanna test out some of the metallics, but I'm also really curious about the black. I'm kind of tempted just to put the black all over my lid and just do like a deep dark smoky eye. Oh, I don't know, what should I do? Okay, let's just stop there and then let's go in and swatch the metallics. Wow. This one almost feels wet. It is so buttery. These are unreal. I can definitely see what she was saying. The metallics definitely swatch and feel like high-end shadows. They're so creamy and buttery to the touch. I don't know which one I want to use. I feel like I never really go in with silvery taupe, so let's try this one on the lid. These really are just melting right on. The texture is very similar to the Makeup Geek metallic shadows. They're just very creamy. You already have lots of larger palettes in your collection, or if you're just looking for something really small and simple and sleek to keep in your makeup bag, these would be great just because they are great everyday colors, but it's just very compact. This one is actually a concealer brush from Kevyn Aucoin, but it's perfect just to go in for some detail work. So I kind of just want to really deepen up right here on my lash line. As you can see, I ended up deciding that I did want to add black all over my lid. So after going in with the metallic, it was pretty, but I don't know, I just wanted to zhuzh it up a bit. So I'm just taking a small shader brush and really just packing the black right on top of the metallic shadow. And I thought it worked out great just because it gave it a really soft foiled look. The next product that I have to mention is this e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. Use wet or dry. I didn't realize e.l.f. offered so many different sponges. Wow. I just spat everywhere. Today is like hot mess express day. There was this sponge, there was like a smaller detailed sponge, there was a beige sponge, the typical egg-shaped sponge. If you guys have other ones that you recommend, definitely let me know. I am so set on my Sonia Kashuk sponge, the black and white marbled one. I purchased it at Target. It's $7 for a 2-pack. I absolutely love it. It feels like a stiffer, kind of like Bobo Jinx knockoff one of a beauty blender. When I first bought it, I was like, dang, I messed up. Just because it has like a stiffer texture, but once you get it wet, it's so good. I have not bought a beauty blender in, I don't think, like over a year now. That's like my favorite sponge. So I don't know if it's just because that one is so stiff that I kind of forgot what like a regular sponge feels like. I haven't used the Real Techniques one in a while, and I feel like that's the kind of shape of this one. But this kind of feels more porous than that. It's very, very nice. But my friend Lizzie recommended this. She said she was totally late on the bandwagon for this as well. She was on Ulta and then clicked new arrivals and this popped up and she was raving about it. She said it's her favorite sponge now. So I was really excited to pick this one up. I absolutely love Lizzie. Her mom steals my heart. Don't get me wrong, Lizzie, I love you and I love watching your stories, but I always look forward to when her mom is on her stories just because she is like the cutest, sweetest lady ever. So there wasn't really too many new foundations that I saw people mentioning in their January favorites. I know a lot of people have been loving the Wet n Wild new Dewy formula of their Photo Focus. This is probably me cheating just because I love this foundation so much too. We're mainly testing the sponge, but this foundation, if y'all have not used it yet, and you were someone like me who was really turned off by the original Photo Focus, you have to give this one a shot. This one does not have that disgusting paint scent that the original formula had. It's dewy, but you get great coverage. It is so pretty on the skin. It's so lightweight, very comfortable. It's been my go-to foundation for the last couple weeks now. Ooh, I can see why Lizzie likes this sponge. It is very, very squishy. I think this definitely is more porous than like your standard beauty blender or even the Real Techniques one. It seems to really pick up the product well, but it doesn't absorb it all. Has a really good bounce. And since it is so squishy, I feel like it kind of like molds around my nose and under eyes better than some of the other sponges. I'm curious, how many of y'all still buy beauty blenders? I know there's people out there that are like ride or die and they find what they like and they stick to it, but there's so many great dupes now where before it seemed like people tried to replicate the beauty blender and it was always too stiff or it just didn't work the same, but now so many of these drugstore sponges are just as good, if not better, to where I just don't see the point in spending that much on a single sponge. All right, the next favorite is a pick from one of my favorite people on earth. Laura had mentioned this NARS High Pigment Longwear Eyeliner in Santa Monica Boulevard in her January favorites. Mambo is one of my all-time favorites. I actually think I talked about this in my January favorites. Now, she is someone who always likes to waterline or line her waterline with something nice and bright. I know before the Estee Edit one and like the cream ivory was her go-to. She has bigger eyes than me. I just never tightline with a white liner. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I feel like it just looks too stark and just unnatural on me, but it always looks pretty on her. So that's what today's video is about, giving things a shot, right? Actually, I feel like I have some black still from that shadow on my waterline. I did go back into the Truffles palette and just take a mixture of all 3 matte shades and just softly blended those onto my lower lash line. So that's what's going on down there. Never really go in with a white eyeliner, so I feel like it's gonna look weird on me, or maybe weird until I put on mascara. If you have not tried this formula before, these are so creamy and long wearing. Whoa. That like really made my eye look bigger. Maybe I should start using white eyeliner because now I feel like this eye looks tiny in comparison to this other eye. I can definitely see the difference. I think that did just brighten up my eyes and open them up a little bit. They do look crazy though without mascara, but I can see why Laura likes it. It's really flattering on her. But like I said, she has a different eye shape than mine. So I feel like it really gives her that like doe-eyed look. Next up is this NARS palette. This is their Hot Cheek or Hot Fix Cheek palette. Mel Thompson was raving about this in her January favorites. If you guys have yet to subscribe to her, you must. She is such a stunning human. She, I mean, bangs videos out left and right on her channel. She just has such beautiful features. I really enjoy watching her. So she had talked about, this was open earlier because I was using it as a mirror and I just realized I got a dot of foundation on one of the blushes. There's a highlighter in here as well as three beautiful blushes. I always love anything that's more on the peachy, orangey, beige side rather than like a true bubblegum pink. Those type of colors just do not flatter me. I think I'm going to start off with the shade, let's do Dream Place. So it's this matte shade right here. I'm just gonna go in with the Smashbox Buildable Cheek. Love this one for blush. And I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of this. NARS blushes are definitely some of my favorite blushes of all time. I just think the formula is so long wearing. Blushes are typically the first products to go on your face, but NARS blushes always tend to last longer on my face. And the shade range, the way they apply, it's just so nice. So I barely picked up any and I got quite a bit of pigment out of that. All right, now let's go in with the Morphe M500. Let's tap into a little bit of this highlight. Looks really pretty. Ooh, yes. It's very rare that I find a highlighter that I dislike, unless it's something that's like chunky in the pan. I just don't even try it, so maybe that's why. This one though is really nice, especially to be from NARS. Don't get me wrong, I love NARS highlighters, but they're normally ones that are more on the natural side, like very toned down, subdued highlighters. This one is pretty metallic for a NARS highlighter because typically a lot of their highlighters, they really don't shine until they hit the light just right. So they're perfect for people that prefer more of a, like I said, toned down highlighter. This is probably one of the stronger highlighters that I've tried from NARS, but I have to say, I love it. I think it has just the right amount of like gold and champagne. It's very pretty. Has a very nice wet look. I think I do want to go in and add just a little bit of that into the inner corners just because I can't resist. I love a good inner corner highlight. It just adds that perfect touch. Now moving on to lips. This was probably ridiculous for me to even go out and purchase another lip liner, especially a nude lip liner, because nude neutral lip liners are my absolute favorite. This is ridiculous. I should do a video like all about my favorite go-to nude lip liners. With my last declutter, I felt like I was pretty cutthroat, but when it came to these, I just pushed those to the back. I was like, no, I'm gonna keep all of those, but I'll declutter like reds and berries. But nudes and neutrals, I just go through phases and I love having a variety. But I did go out and pick up a lip combo. This was a recommendation from Allie Glines. So she first used the NYX Professional, the NYX lip liner. I'm pretty sure they still make these, right? These were just like the classic lip liners, which I love these so much. Peekaboo Neutral, Mauve. I think there's one just called like Natural or Neutral. What is this one? That I absolutely adore. This is Peekaboo Neutral. This one is so, so good. I'm pretty sure this is a different formula. I could be wrong though. This one is in the shade Nude Suede Shoes. So she was saying that this was one of her favorites at the drugstore, that it was definitely very underrated. So I went and scooped this one up right away. So let's go ahead, and I'm pretty sure she both lined and filled, what the heck? Lined and filled her lips with this. I took off the plastic seal, but I still, what on earth? You guys, this is, oh, I can't get it off. Okay, hold please. Ooh, it's a little bit lighter than what I thought it was going to be. Honestly, this looks more pink than neutral. On her, it looked very gorgeous and just like, did I pick up the right shade? I swear this looked more nude on her, but she does have darker lips than me. Like I said, I have just very unpigmented lips. It is very pretty though. It's nice and creamy without being too creamy. I don't like a lip liner that's too creamy because then it just like smudges all over the place. I'm sure many of you guys are already familiar with Allie, but she also creates amazing content. Her eyelashes are unreal. It looks like she's always wearing falsies. I've never seen lashes like that before in my life. I'm so jealous. I think that would be so nice to never have to worry about wearing falsies, like just always having perfectly curled, long, beautiful lashes. All right, so there is the nude, right? Nude Suede Shoes on its own. It is really pretty, but I think with this look, I would typically go for something a little bit darker, but let's try the lip combo that she tried. So I'm a little bit curious if mine is the right color. I'll have to go back and check her video because it was really weird. This may have been affected by light, or the other one that I saw may have been affected by light. So this is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper. I have one of these in Soft Rose. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the best glosses at the drugstore, but she was raving about the one in Champagne and said that she loved this lip combo. I'm just a little bit curious. I should have checked the Milani website first because I initially went to Target and I was gonna buy this, but there wasn't a seal on it. So I was like, never mind. I double checked the sticker. It was shade 1 Champagne, but at Target, it was like a darker pink. So I know sometimes when makeup is like stored like in direct lighting, it can kind of change. But then in Ulta, all of them look like this. So I'm not quite sure which one is correct, but this color looks beautiful. Oh, wait. Okay, so I think the light at Ulta definitely kind of messed with the product because as I sit here and mix it, it's turning like into a deeper nude. It still smells okay. I think it was just the light. Oh, that kind of creeps me out. Okay, now that I've like stirred this all up, I mean, it was sealed and everything. Ooh, this is a beautiful color though. There's just a tiny bit of glitter in it. I have to say, I really do like this lip combo. I'm definitely gonna go onto the Milani website though and double check and see what champagne is supposed to look like because that is just bizarre. You can still see right here. See how the bottom is like this pale peach and then the top definitely has more of a pinky nude tone. Oh, weird. But I mean, I like the way that it applied and the color, so I guess that's all that really matters. I have to say I was definitely really happy with everything. The sponge was a great find. The blushes, or these aren't blushes, eyeshadows. I do want to go back and try out that Carnival one though, just because I think that orange matte shade and the cobalt blue would definitely be something that I really, really like. I just love like purples and oranges or blues and oranges together, but these performed great. Like I said, if you have a specific makeup work bag and you feel like you're someone who needs to touch up your eyeshadows, I think these would be great travel-friendly products. The blushes, honestly, I knew I was gonna love these because NARS blushes are always amazing, but this color palette is just beautiful. The highlighter did really impress me though. I think this will be one of my like new go-to highlighters. The lip combo, the eyeliner. I will start wearing white or cream on my lower lash line or waterline more often. I definitely do think it makes a big difference. It's just something that I think I have to get a little bit more used to, but it did make my eyes look more awake and brightened. So thanks, Ducky, for that one. But yeah, that is it for this one. Let me know if you guys would like to see more of these in the future. As always, thank you so much for spending part of your day with me. If you like what you saw today, you could always subscribe. That way you don't miss out on my future videos. And yeah, that's it. Hope you have a great day and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.